So you want to start a new YouTube channel? Welcome to hell! Hello folks, welcome back to vidIQ, the channel whose sole purpose in life is to help you get more views in less time. So let's roll back to the beginning of this video and let you know that YouTube isn't hell. On the contrary, it has been one of the most creative and rewarding experiences of my entire life. So if you want to give this YouTube thing a crack, here's 10 top tips to consider before you even upload your very first video. By far and away, the most important thing that you want to do when starting a new YouTube channel is to make content that you're passionate about. Of course, you'll know what you're passionate about, and crucially, so will your audience when they see your enthusiasm, passion and energy for the subject. There is nothing more infectious than watching someone talk about something that they truly care about. And let me tell you something, you want to be passionate about the videos that you're making because there's a long, hard road ahead. It isn't easy. At first you will think you are talking to an empty room, and when you're trying to do your 17th take, you want to be sure that the content you're talking about fills you with passion, because sometimes it can be a drag not getting the content right and messing up a girl. Stop it. Now we know what you're passionate about, we need to define what your target audience is passionate about, and we really need to talk specifics here. A channel about politics is too broad, you need to narrow that down. Trump may seem like the obvious choice, but again that's a highly competitive topic of discussion. So let's drill down further. How about his former press secretary, Sean Spicer? Because, well, he's one funny character. Period. How about fidget spinners, the biggest craze of 2017? But let's drill down a bit further. How about themed spinners, or better yet, superhero fidget spinners? Because, well, I'll take any chance to hypnotise you with my Captain America fidget spinner. Subscribe to vidIQ. And as a final personal example, I'm interested in tech, but one day I decided to focus on the Apple iOS operating system, specifically how to screen record your iPhone or iPad. The result? Well, take a look at this graph. Have a guess where I really started to target a specific audience. And if you're wondering what those two growth spikes are, check out the case study videos we've already made on the subjects. Your target audience represents who you are making videos for. And once you've answered that question, the next one is why are you making these videos? And this is what's known as the value proposition. The value proposition can be anything you want, from intrigue to controversy to knowledge to, well, anything. But you need to answer why it's any of these things. Why is this video intriguing? Well, because I'm about to show you something very unique, which you may have never seen before. Why is this controversial? Well, it's because I have some pretty strong opinions that you may disagree with. Why is this a knowledgeable video? Well, because it's a tutorial and I'm going to show you how to do this. The why should always help sum up your video in one sentence, which should be your video title, which you should know before you even start making your video. Now let's combine the target audience with the value proposition and see what we come up with. Super rare fidget spinner, perfect for Batman's utility belt. 5 things I like about Sean Spicer, being our press secretary, and how to record your iPhone and iPad screen with a Windows PC. That last one is a genuine title, it's on my channel, and it's already got 160,000 views. When you have these 2 things in place, you'll be delivering a very precise set of content to a specific audience that want exactly what you're delivering. Now you need to maximise the potential of that content. This is where consistency comes into play. Being able to offer the same value to the same audience time and time again will cement your reputation with an audience. So when you've made one video on the DC universe of superhero fidget spinners, make one on the Marvel universe of superhero fidget spinners. When you've given your reasons for loving Sean Spicer, give your reasons for what jobs you think he might be suited for next. And when you've shown people how to record an iPhone or iPad screen, show them how to edit those videos, suggest different recording options, do performance tests, troubleshoot bugs. That's what I did, and this is the first search page of YouTube for iOS screen recorders. I'm sure you've noticed by now what I have a passion for, and thanks to a lot of hard work, I now boss this target audience with my value proposition time after time after time. So far we talked about the who, why and how of video making, but once you finish your video, there's still a lot of work to be done, because the boring things are just as important. YouTube caters to an audience of billions, so to make sure your video finds the right target audience, you need to work on those titles, tags and descriptions. You need to give YouTube as much information as possible. If you're smart, you'll look at what other YouTubers are doing in this target market and tweak your search engine optimization, or SEO, so that YouTube can recommend your videos right next to theirs. When it comes to search engine optimization and competitor analysis, we've done loads of videos on the subject, so check out our entire channel. Yeah, thanks for that. No, sorry about that, but it does prove another point. Make your thumbnails bold, bright and colourful. They need to tease the story of a video, and if they're consistent with your brand, that will help even more with that target audience and value proposition. At a glance, you can identify vidIQ videos, and many argue you should spend as long making your thumbnail as you do making your entire video. When you go live with your brand new channel, there will be a huge temptation to do it with just one video, but my advice is to try and do it with several videos. This gives you the opportunity to create a playlist and populate your channel homepage with a catalogue of content. This establishes your channel and gives it a more authentic feel rather than a one video wonder. That's more enticing to a viewer and increases your chances of early, much needed subscribers. And now for a little trip down nostalgia street. This is my first ever video on YouTube.
Of course, what I do need is a mirror and a really tasteless shirt.
This is my first ever video on vidIQ. Hello, thanks for signing up and welcome to vidIQ, where we're passionate about helping you get more video views. And this is my first ever video using a green screen. But with this green screen, I'm able to do awesome stuff like that. It really is addictive when you do that. So why am I showing you these videos? Well, it represents where I came from with 0 views to where I am today as a video content creator. And I have not perfected anything in this business, but I have learnt a lot along the way on this journey, and I will strive to improve further, just like you should. So make that leap of faith and dare to do what you've never done before. And those are our top tips to help you get started with your own YouTube channel to crack that first 1,000 views. And by the time you get there, no doubt you'll have some comments to read and reply to. And that's another top tip. Create content that provokes a response from your audience, which is what we're going to do right now. So if you have any top tips about when you started your own YouTube channel, let us know in the comments below. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your video making day. Bye for now. Hold on, that's only 9 tips. Oh yeah, tip number 10, always leave your audience wanting more.